Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach James here from Orange Theory Gresham, here to give you Friday, the 14th Endurance Focus Capture the Flag partner workout. This is a really fun one, team, one of my personal favorites that we offer in our specialty templates. I hope you enjoy this one as much as I do, but let's dive right into the template and talk about the breakdown. 3Gs first. As we take a look, you'll notice a couple different blocks in the beginning as we prime our members for their bigger event and capture the flag. So with their tread block to begin, it's a 5.5 minute primer block to kind of practice a little bit more before they perform later on with a 90-second push and a 60-second base. Pretty simple exchange. They'll go through 2 rounds before leading into an all-out to finish and moving on to the next station. On the rowers, they get a back-to-back block, 3 rounds in total, starting at 400 meters in a bodyweight exercise, squat to calf raise for 12 reps, but their distance gets cut in half as they get through their round. So let's see, 200 and 100 meters also before maybe rowing for time if there's any remaining before the end of their block. Weight floor side is pretty simple setup as well. You got 3 major exercises, 2 reps less with each round. And that being said, again, if there's any time remaining, that would be extremely impressive that they finish that fast, but they'll float at 6 reps as they repeat those movements for time. Again, every station gets a rotation in those blocks before we come into our capture the flag. So communicating that a primer is just an extended warm up, again, finding some blood flow, getting the body ready, additionally beyond the 5 minutes that they get at the beginning of the day to get loose. When they find themselves performance-based in capture the flag, there's a few things that you'll want to do once those blocks are complete. Pull everyone down to the weight floor side and team them up. 60 seconds, make pairs of 3. That way everyone has a good number of people to work with, of course, through the block. If members came with friends or fellow members, that'll be their time to kind of find a station, and they'll want to gather at their station on the weight floor so you can break things down as far as the how-tos, whys, and objectives behind the day. Starting on the rower, this is our big highlight, right? Row for distance is pretty much the theme as you rotate through the room with your partner. So those of us on the rowers will begin with a 23-minute countdown, and we want to definitely emphasize, or maybe even overemphasize, nobody is signing into their tablets and nobody is resetting their screens when they make their rotations. Again, no sign in, no reset. If they happen to sign in or reset, granted, all efforts made until that time will be lost, and it'd be a really big bummer to have to restart at 0 like 10 minutes in. So again, overemphasize is not bad today. No sign in, no reset on your rowers. You're working as a team to collect as much distance as you can. That being said, there are meter markers to kind of look out for, with 3,000 meters being your first flag to capture at green. 4,000 is going to be orange, 5,000 will be red flag or greater. We do indeed have flags, by the way. If you don't know, now you do. You can sign into your OU account, find those under the capture the flag module, print them out, have them ready. That way you can hand them out when members reach those meter markers. On the treadmills, we do have a tread for distance. Again, they're gonna be floating there for about 3 to 5 minutes at a time while their partner is working through the weight floor. We'll get there in a second. But power walkers will just be at a flat road 1% or greater, whether that's maintaining base, a little bit of push. It's really a freestyle for those that are on the treads. They can kind of take it as they please. I definitely encourage you something on the lighter end, though. They do want to save some gas for that row when they get tagged out today. Now, I mentioned the weight floor is going to be the pacer. They have 4 medicine ball movements that they'll go through in a circuit fashion, just taking it at their own pace, 12 reps apiece before they move on and tag out their partner. So they get 1 full round on the weight floor. Floor goes up to the tread, tags them out, they come off down to the rower, rower to the floor, and that cycle continues. Again, picking up where you left off on those meters, it's a great opportunity just to incentivize encouragement for teammates, especially if they're members that maybe don't enjoy team workouts or even don't know somebody. It's a great way to introduce them, maybe make a new friend, make sure there's high fives, fist bumps, some kind of verbal or communal or physical or verbal communication of encouragement as they make those rotations. But in the gist, that is pretty much the 3G setup. 23 minutes of rowing, you got 3 stations all moving at the same time, waiting for those partners to be tagged out as they rinse and repeat and collect together. Now the 2G side doesn't look too different. We know those variances. There is indeed a primer block. It's gonna be a little bit longer for the treadmills and the weight floor side. Treadmills have a 2-minute push followed by a 1-minute base for 3 rounds. And again, that all out towards the end. Weight floor side has 4 exercises, 12 reps, and then 2 less each time. So the pattern is gonna relatively remain the same across 10 minutes. If they finish, they'll continue on to that 6 rep count or round 4 to repeat until they move on. Once both parties have finished their stations, bring everyone to the floor, partner up in twos for the 2 group, and explain the how-tos, whys, and objectives for the day. So the rower's gonna have the same thing set up from 3G, 23-minute countdown, no sign and no reset, and they'll be rowing for distance for a better part of, again, 3 to 5 minutes in between each rotation. So split time might be looked at, keeping a nice steady pace and rhythm. Again, it's an endurance row, so hitting that 1 count back, maybe 2 to 3 counts forward to communicate as they find that steady pace. On the weight floor side, for the pacers, a little bit more work to get in. There's less partners, so they're gonna have a bigger load to get through. You have 3 medicine ball movements as opposed to the 4 in the 3G, and there's an actual tread distance they wanna make as well. We will have tread cards for this day, so make sure those are out for the 2G setting. They'll have a 0.2 push, power walkers a 0.1 at a 6% or greater. So again, 3 exercises on the floor, little distance on your treadmill, and then they get to tag out their partner. Each partner will have to go through round number 1 before moving into rounds 2 and eventually rounds 3 on the treadmill. Now, you'll notice on those tread cards or your template, the tread distance goes down in rounds 2 and 3, but they're always gonna get those 3 same exercises on the weight floor before leading up to their walk or run. So keep that in mind. Each partner has got to do the round, and as they progress downward, round 3 gets repeated if there's any time on the clock as they continue to make those exchanges between partners. You still have the same meter markers, 3, 4, and 5,000 meters. And again, members might be excited to let you know where they're at, but if you got the room, make sure you keep eyes on them and call out those captured flags. It's a great day to celebrate these achievements and victories, especially working as a team. Some members, again, might be a little intimidated working with other people. Others are having a blast. So we wanna make sure everyone is involved and enjoying their time across the hour. And of course, you yourself coaching it, make sure the music is loud, somewhere in that maybe 132-ish beats per minute range, nice and steady as they get through this longer 23-minute block after their primers. As always, get a chance to take class, jump in. Again, it's one of my favorites. You'll probably catch me in the studio, work out with members or other staff mates. It should be a really good time.